The new selection pack has been announced in game, and we are doing a $100 giveaway on this video. Like, subscribe, and comment. We're going to be playing with the new pack on twitch.tv/Dkayed Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We'll have a $1,000 qualifier tournament with the new pack decks. Otherwise, I'll be opening up the new pack and we'll be laddering with the new pack. Now, what is in the new pack? Is it worth spending your gems on? Let's look into it. Boom. Upcoming pack. Heroic Warriors and Recollection of Stories. So if you don't know, this is the final pack before, it should be the final pack before Tier Lament come. Tier Lament, which you've been hearing how they're Tier 0, Tier 1, and Sprite, another Tier 0, Tier 1 deck that will be coming to Master Duel soon. So does that mean you should be saving your gems for Sprite and Tier Lament? Well, these could be up to 2 to even 3 months away. So how long are you willing to hold off with your gems? Now, the pack that this is from, right before the Tier Lament and Sprite pack, is called Dimension Force. And the pack we're getting should be the remaining cards of this pack, because we could see Libromancer, Therion, but there's a chance that we're going to be missing some cards. Which, what does that mean? Does that mean at the end of the month, they're going to give us another pack just like they did at the end of December, which is a brand new thing that they're doing? I don't know. So if they were to finish off this pack, which they're not advertising, then they would have to be adding in the new Exosister, Exceed, which they're not talking about, the new Psychic and Punisher, which, holy moly, let me read this card for you real quick. Let's put it on over to Master Duel Meta so we can read it better. There we go. While your life is equal to or lower than your opponent's, this card's unaffected from all card effects, and it's generic level 11 synchro. You would think that this would maybe be an ultra rare, that they would be promoting this card if it were in the pack, but they're not promoting it. So it makes me think that what's supposed to be the final pack of the Dimension Force pack, all of these cards, is not the final pack, that we're going to need another pack to finish this off before we get into Sprite and Tier Lament. Now, let's get into what exactly we are getting. Therion, Libromancer, Heroic, Vendrid, and Symphonic Warriors. Those are going to be the main cards they are promoting with this pack. And I'll give you a nice little overview on each of those card types. So starting off with Therion. Therion King Regulus. The main thing to know about this is if you're playing any machine deck, you target a machine monster in the graveyard or a Therion, then you special summon this card from your hand, equipping the card from the graveyard, and then when your opponent activates a card or effect, you could send itself to the graveyard to negate that effect. So it does not negate the activation, which could be good and could be bad. Negating the effect when it comes to a card like Branded Fusion, that's good, because they're not going to be able to activate another Branded Fusion if you negate the effect. But if you were to negate the effect of a field spell activation, the field spell is going to stay on the field. So do not chain Therion to the initial activation of the Runic Fountain. You will instead wait for the Runic Fountain to activate the effect to draw cards. That's what you will want to negate with your Therion. Now, what are we going to play this with? If you have been paying attention, they have recently unnerfed. They took ABC Dragon Buster completely off the ban list. Since release, this has been limited to 1, and then they semi-limited it, and now it is fully unlimited. And this is going to be a good deck to put the Therion King Regulus in. This boss monster has the quick effect to discard a card, banish any card on the field, very easily summoned. And because you're playing with machine monsters, we could look at a quick deck type breakdown of what's good. Because this deck's, it's hard to say that it would be better than the TCG. I could just say that we have Union Carrier, which they do not have in the TCG, which will combo up with a card like Photon Orbital, which will search for your Galaxy Soldier, which will make a Cyber Dragon Omni Negate Infinity, which the TCG didn't have access to that play. But they had access to triple Water Enchantress, triple Rite of Erismere, triple Pot of P, which helped dig through the deck. They also had another card to help activate their field spell. So it will be different. Is this going to be top tier with Therion in Master Duel? I can't say that, but I could say it's going to be good enough to get Diamond, good enough to get Diamond 1. I'm definitely going to be playing this deck on stream, so I'm excited for that. So again, any deck with a machine in the graveyard, special summon this, and you have a negate. What if you don't want to play ABC? Let's be quick with this. Let's type in machine, and it's already sorted by popular. Machine. So if your deck can easily make a Union Carrier, then get it in the graveyard, then you can make a Therion, which will add a negate. If your deck, any deck, 2 monsters with different names could just summon the blocker, Barricade Borg blocker, and then get it in the graveyard, you could then equip it with your Therion, and now you have an extra negate, level 8, special summon onto the field, and it does not restrict you from further summoning. So if you wanted to synchro with this, that's good. Now, let's move on. Now, you may be thinking, what about the other Therion cards? The other Therion cards, before I move on, is actually going to work really well with Punk. The problem is we don't know if we're getting the new Punk cards. So the new Punk card we're mostly excited for would be Deer Notes. Deer Notes being used with all of the other Therions, including the Regulus. And by the way, they're all similar to the Regulus. The Regulus has another effect. If a Therion's the one to equip the Regulus, then it gains the effect of the Regulus to negate anything. So let's say you have Bull. This effect is you can target a Therion you control, and one card your opponent controls, destroy them. And if Regulus were to equip this, then it would also gain that effect. And similar to the first part of the effect of summoning the Regulus, instead of targeting a machine or a Therion in the graveyard to then special summon this from the hand, this is target a warrior or a Therion. And this is target an Aqua or a Therion. So that's kind of the theme of Therions. But anyway, my point is with the Deer Notes, if this were to come out in the pack, which it is in the Dimension Force pack release, again, we don't know if we're getting it. I'm kind of expecting it, but maybe we're not getting it. This will be very good with Therion. Many tops in the TCG, but they had Crystron Hauk. Hauk did help out their deck a lot, so the power of the deck's going to be a lot worse. I don't know if I want to say a lot worse, but what is so good about Deer Note? In case we were to get that, so I do want you to be ready for that. Deer Note makes it so if you have a single Zeoman called Seaman in OCG, that's the name, a single Seaman will be able to, let's say you normal summon it, you pay 600 life, you then search your deck for a Foxy Tune, which is level 8, very important for this. You then discard any card from your hand plus the Foxy Tune to summon a Deer Note. Deer Note level 5, plus your level 3 Seaman, this is a tuner, you're going to make Chaos Ruler. So this is one card, make Chaos Ruler, plus the card you're discarding from your hand. Chaos Ruler, top 5 cards of your deck, add a light or dark among those 5, mill the rest of your cards, but you're not done yet, because then the Deer Note will activate to summon the Foxy Tune from the graveyard onto the field, and then you have 2 level 8s. So you have Chaos Ruler, which is banned in the TCG, plus Foxy Tune to make Zombie Vampire. To then mill the top 4 cards of both players' decks, then summon a monster among those 4 cards from both players' top of their decks. And that's all from a single Seaman summoning a Deer Note. And that's insane. So that's maybe, I don't know, why would they not highlight that this card's coming if it were to be coming? They're not highlighting it, so maybe it's not coming. Now, with that said, let's move on. There was a lot to say about Therion. There's a lot to say about Punk because it does combo with Therion, and we don't know if we're getting that Deer Note with it. But you want to hear about the other card, Libromancer. Now, this card I would say is kind of bait because the main Libromancer is not this one. It is this one, Doom Broker. So essentially what this deck does is you have a Libromancer Fire or any of the Libromancer smaller monsters. They all have the same effect of reveal a ritual monster in your hand, special summon onto the field, and then activate to do something. So Libromancer Fire, for example, would reveal a ritual, special summon, search your deck for a monster. And then the other main monster you'd be searching for would be Geek Boy. When special summon, this will search for a Libromancer spell, and the Libromancer spell is going to be the field spell that will allow you to ritual summon. So let's get to the point of the deck. So it's lots of plussing. You just reveal to summon, then you +1, reveal to summon, +1, and then when you finally are able to perform your ritual summon, the Doom Broker being the main Libromancer you're going to abuse, the Libromancer, the theme of the deck's +1ing, on summon, not on summon, but once you summon it, you're going to activate its spell speed 1 to set a Libromancer trap directly from your deck, which is another +1. And the Libromancer trap is going to be, I believe it's this one. When your opponent activates a card or effect, target a Libromancer ritual, return it to your hand. Not only are you negating their effect, you then also special summon a Libromancer from your hand or graveyard, and then, as we know, they +1. So it's like +1, +2, +3, negate their effect, return back to the hand, summon onto the field, that's a +4, and then search, that's +5. It's like +5 and negate. That's crazy. That's what the ritual deck focuses on. And then if you wanted to recycle this Libromancer intervention, now that it's in your graveyard, you would then have your Libromancer agent, which would target a Libromancer card in your graveyard, add it to your hand. So that's going to be a way to recycle that. And that's, from what I know, the main way to play Libromancer. This has another additional effect where it states if you used a monster on the field, this can now attack directly if you used it for the ritual summon. And if it inflicts battle damage after attacking directly, which will be the main way that you're doing so, it does not have to be directly battle damage though. You can target a face-up monster your opponent controls, shuffle it in the deck. So this is all about plussing and minusing your opponent. Very annoying, very funny. We'll see how much of these cards we get because, again, we don't know exactly. This is all speculation. This is expected cards. All we know is that we're getting these cards. Now, moving on. Heroic Champion, a heroic deck. This is actually going to be a cool deck. This is going to be all about dealing 10,000 damage to your opponent's face. So what you do is with the heroic deck, it's about very easily being able to make rank 4 exceeds. So what you're mainly going to be doing is the combo is you're going to have a heroic chance to target your heroic exceed, this one, making it from 2,500 attack, it becomes 5,000 attack, just doubles its attack. And then you're going to activate its effect, so you pay life points that you have 500 left. Then at the start of the battle phase, you double this attack from 5,000 to 10,000. Then, when you declare an attack with this card, so an attack is declared involving your opponent's monster, that is the condition, you will be able to target a face-up monster your opponent controls. This gains attack equal to that monster's attack. So if you're 10,000, and then you gain attack equal to your opponent's monster that this is battling into, it's essentially a direct 10,000 damage attack. And a cool little idea with this is, without the double attack, it could essentially attack directly for 5,000 by gaining the attack of a monster and doubling itself to 5,000 without any additional attacks. So, or boost, I should say. So what's the combo? 5,000 plus 3,000 equals 8,000. And you need to have their monster in attack position, Nibiru. So you give them a Nibiru token in attack position. You then have a 3,000 attack Nibiru. And then if you could rank 4 exceed into this, that's going to be 5,000 attacking over the token, gaining the token's attack. And then you finish them off for game with Nibiru. So either Nibiru or the double attack. That's essentially what the deck is. And there are, of course, more ideas and plays of the deck. But that's going to be the main focus. 10,000 to the face. And what else do we have here? I don't want to make this video too long. Vendrid Scavenger. I think this is kind of bait like the other card. This is not the main card you're excited for. The main card would be what comes with this, which are 2 new cards, the Scar of Vendrid and the other one, the Ravenous Vendrid. This card is absolutely nuts. So what I could tell you real quick is that the Vendrid deck type, I had a lot of fun with it in Duel Links, so I kind of know it quite well. Most of the cards I played with them, but these new ones I have no experience with, but I've been testing them in simulators. This card allows you to special summon from your deck your Vendrid Revenants, and then it allows you to ritual summon with the Vendrid Revenants, which you then gain the effect, which makes you absolutely insane. Your ritual monster now has the quick effect to target a special summon monster your opponent controls and banish it. So what you will be able to do with the deck without me going too much into detail is you're going to be able to ritual summon a monster that's going to have the ability of the hounds and this. So the hound is going to be, your ritual will be able to quick play, target a spell and trap your opponent controls, banish it, and also target a special summon monster and banish it. So quick play, get rid of the back row, quick play, get rid of a special summon monster. That's what the Vendred deck type is going to be able to consistently be able to pull off, thanks to the Scar of Vendred. When sent to the graveyard, search your deck for a Vendred spell, which is going to be making the deck a lot more consistent, and I'm just excited for it. Any of the Vendred rituals, they're summonable from the graveyard because, you know, they're zombies and that is the theme of them. So look out for this. I'll be playing it this week. Definitely really looking forward to this. What else do we have? So we have the Therion, Libromancer, Heroic, Vendred, and then I honestly, what I'm least excited for is Symphonic deck. Okay, Symphonic. If you didn't know, on the website, you could search for any deck type name that you're excited about, then type in not released. So you could see what cards are coming out. And these are the expected cards to be coming out. Pendulums. I'm just not really that big of a fan of pendulums. And what do pendulums do? It's going to be a deck that swarms. It's going to be a deck that's going to have a 10-minute turn one. Is it going to be top tier? Probably not. Is it going to take the full 10 minutes to do their turn one every single time? Probably. This one, very simply, from what I've been seeing, is when you summon this, you add a pendulum monster from your extra deck back to your hand. If you have a field zone, the Symphonic Field spell, you also get to destroy a card in the field. But generally, turn one, you're just going to be using this as a level 7 synchro to then probably make a Baron to Floor. So Baron to Floor will be summoned off of that, and you're just climbing with your synchro pretty much. And if I were to give one thing towards Symphonic that could be exciting is Symphonic, in addition to swarming out the exceeds and synchros that you'll be doing, one of those exceeds, because this has the ability to change a monster on the field, change its monster type, and then this could copy its effect to then change another monster type, you could summon the Evolzar Dulka. So you can turn your machines into dinosaurs and make Dulka alongside your Baron de Floor, alongside your Borreload Savage Dragon, which you'll probably be making. And what's another good generic link that you would be making? Apollo USA. So that's going to be summon Apollo, summon Baron de Floor, summon Borreload Savage Dragon, summon the Evolzar, swarm the entire field. That's what the Symphonic deck type's going to be doing, and it'll be taking a long time to do so. So there you go. That's pretty much what to be looking forward to. Again, I'm hoping for Punk, dear note. I'm hoping they conclude this, the pack of Dimension Force. If we were to skim this real quick, what are we missing? Now, we're even missing cards before this, which, we're looking for Illusion of Chaos. Illusion of Chaos, where are you? I don't think Konami wants to release this card. They really don't want to, because this card, you return it back in the deck to search your deck for the Illusion of Souls. Illusion. I'm going blank. It's toward the end of the video. I'm trying to end it. The Magician's Souls, right? What's the freaking... There we go. Magician's Souls. And this will absolutely break a deck like the Spiral deck type. Spiral, most used in Spiral, as you can see right here. Spiral right here. They are going to want to be opening this, and that will make it a lot more consistent. But another problem with Magician's Souls, in addition to making Spiral super top tier, which they recently unbanned a card, or I should say they unsemi-limited, is that you could just put Magician's Souls, one Magician's Souls, and then you could have 3 of the Illusion of Chaos in pretty much any deck. So what would happen is you open up Illusion of Chaos, you return it back in the deck, you search for your Magician's Souls. Magician's Souls will then send an Illusion of Chaos from the deck to the graveyard to special summon the Magician's Souls, and then pretty much every deck has the ability to send up to 2 spell and traps from hand or field to the graveyard to draw 2. And it's a free level 1 on the field, didn't take up your normal summon. So I think Konami's kind of afraid of giving that draw power to any deck that wants to abuse that, plus the spiral carnage that will be coming. This will become super top tier if they were to give us the Illusion of Chaos. So I don't know. This is just in limbo right now. It's kind of funny that this should have come out 4 or 5 to 6 months ago. But enough of that rambling. Let's skim the rest of this if you're okay with the video being this long anyway. I think I was reading some comments and y'all were okay with it, so that's why we're going on 20 freaking minutes now. But you can see all these cards are familiar, besides the ones that aren't, which should be coming out in this pack. And that should be concluding this pack, which is the big pack right before the Power of the Elements, the Tier 1, multi-Tier 1, possible Tier 0 cards they'll be getting. And now we'll be ending the video. We have a giveaway. Do not forget about that. Like, subscribe, comment. $100 giveaway. And I will be seeing you on Twitch this week with the new pack opening. I'll be dueling. I'll be playing new cards, maybe a mini tournament, climbing the ladder. And then we'll have a real tournament on Thursday with the new pack decks. Hopefully 2 days is long enough for you to be practicing with the cards to then do well in the tournament. I was thinking if we should have the tournament 1 day after the pack, or if 2 days after the pack is ideal, giving you a lot more time with it. And that is that. Thank you very much. We are out.